Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM24 Yeti. It's helps if I know what episode we're on. It's episode number 37. We're at the Tour of Slovenia. It's an objective. That's all that's left for us, right? We've completed all of the actual objectives, the snowballing objectives that are available to us on this current season. So from here on out, it's sponsor objectives only until we get a sponsor deal signed, and then it's just get to next season. And hopefully not the season after, because I'd really like to be in Continental Pro next year, as Zhu is our second rider to be heading out the back. Our first one, Abdullah, crashed, and he did regain contact, but he had so little energy left that by the time we hit the previous climbs, he got dropped relatively quickly. So we're down to 96 riders, but once you get through this climb, it's a sprint finish, and it looks like we're going to get just about everybody there. Hagland, Panamar, Zipinati are the leaders for this race. There's no time trials, and we just need a top 20. So it's going to be a pretty easy sponsor objective, but of course we can get a super success with something better. Top 20, top 5 would make the sponsors quite happy, so that's what we're going to aim for.
The riders are taking their foot off the accelerator. Either they're getting a bit hot, or they're saving themselves for the
two riders, slight advantage with 11k to go, but it's a very slight advantage. This is one of those stages that could surprise and get a win, but there's very little energy left overall. So just 7k left and just 76 riders left. So there's definitely a group that's going to lose time today, which is obviously good for the grand scheme of what we're aiming for. But I think the main thing at this point, I really shouldn't be bothering to attack like this. It's only 5k, but if we can get out front, if we can get a stage win, I mean, that's all fantastic because you get time bonuses for all of that. But Panamar was supposed to be leading a sprint, and with 3k left, that's just not happening. We're really getting down to it. This is surprisingly a very low sum kind of finish to this one, and hardly anybody's getting let out. Almeida getting let out by Fisher Black, final kilometer, Hagland, and just in case, not that they really have anything left, but Hagland's done too. So yeah, no victory today, just the lack of time losses is key to this one. Fernandez, Vacalin, Maris take the stage. We're outside of the top 20, but we are on the same time for Hagland, Pickrell, Zipinati, Panamar, Shui. Should all be on the same time. 2/3 of this stage had a very heavy tempo, but since catching the breakaway, the peloton has sat up a bit, so recovery has occurred, at least for us. There was also a huge crash that split the field into multiple components. Saw it pretty worse for wear afterward, but with that sit up, it looks like things are kind of business as usual as we go through the big climb of the day. The finish is an uphill, short, punchy one as well here. The big thing is don't get dropped on this climb, and because of that full strength scenario, it looks like just about everybody's going to make it over the top, and there might be a couple of riders that escape ever so slightly. But they're not going anywhere. They should be a pretty easy catch in the kilometers to follow, as there's still 17k to go in this one. Zhu did get dropped. A one-dimensional sprinter who top speed is his only attribute, and he was serving as a domestique. Yeah, that makes sense. Shui, even Shui is struggling, but that's a -2. Hagland, by the way, is supposed to have a +1 daily, and now Shui crashes out. Oh, not getting up. And that was him alone. I think Shui might be... yeah. And there goes Zhu. Zhu and Shui. Did you even bother to check on him when you went by? Did you? Did you? Anyway, Abdullah's okay. He just drifted backwards. There's 6 riders a few seconds ahead with 6k to go. Gotta catch those guys at the front.
The riders are entering the last 5 kilometers of the stage.
Wow. Zipinati, are you this slow? We're not making any progress at the moment. Zipinati and his flat rating is atrocious. Oh, it's a 63. Yeah, no wonder. On the basic climb, still 2 riders off front, but they're just right there. Roglic. Oh, way too late for this. Way too late for this. Potomar, sprint. It's 1K. You got a whole team of guys behind you, so we're gonna just push. I don't think we're gonna get anything on this stage, but you know, I don't think we'd be getting anything anyway. It's Castrillo! Did he take 2 stages, or was it like 1 in a podium at La Vuelta? He's coming out of nowhere, still with his native team at this point of the series, and we very much are not collecting any bonus seconds today. But no time losses yet again. Ponomar, Hagland, pick roll, all on the same time. 2 more stages left in this one. So with 2 stages left, like I said, we need a top 20. I think we need to get at least a top 10 for the super success. So we're looking at 34 riders left on same time. Everybody else has lost time in one of the 3 stages that have been there. Hagland, Ponomar among those on same time. And then there's 8 riders who have gained time, either through stage podiums or through intermediate sprints, and pick roll on the sprint stage, which I quicksimmed, did not finish in the top 3. He did finish in the top 10. So presuming that he gained his 2 seconds at an intermediate sprint point, sits 7th overall with 2 stages remaining. The final stage of this race on paper is very much a sprint stage, but the recorded profile has it as punchy, so I will have to play out the final stage, but I expect absolutely nothing to come from that stage. This, however, is the Queen stage. We do have a finishing mountain climb, and we do have a climb right now to navigate. We also still have a breakaway of now 9 riders. It was 11. It did have a healthy gap, and the chase has already been hard because of that combination of quality and space that we allowed them. So it's good to see that the group is starting to break up there at the front and disintegrate. It'll have less firepower. It'll be an easier chase. I'm hoping that once we get through this climb, we'll be able to back off and refresh, rejuvenate ourselves before the final climb. But Peloton is already down to 100 riders. We might be down Zhu. Zhu is the one guy who's got the poor climbing ability, just the sprint, and is working as a domestique. But he's at least done his job and taken care of the water. We are seeing little splits in the field, but it looks like most of the Peloton will be together for the final climb. And we really got what we needed. The 2 guys, the 2 best climbers that we have, Ponomar, +2 race day condition for him, and Hagland a +5. Hands down, without a doubt, Hagland's +5, which offsets 2 straight days of -3 draws. He got a +4. +4 draw today. So a -6 with a +4. He's still technically a net negative, but today is the day. Today is the day that we needed that, and he has not lost any time. He's just 10 seconds down on the overall race lead. And while, yes, Pickroll is in the top 10 and 2 seconds better off, he's not a climber. And this is a big mountain. It's going to very clearly come down to those who can climb. And today, Hagland, with his +5, 77 mountain rating. Yeah, we shouldn't be competing for the overall because there's 4 World Tour teams, and 2 of them took this race seriously enough that Joao Almeida is here, that Roglic, not Pogacar. Roglic is here. There's too much quality to get the win, but there's absolutely a pretty rapid drop-off from there. There are some other quality riders. There are some other guys who weren't in the database when the game started, but are pretty good young riders right now. There is a challenge, right? We are not going to have an easy anything. Zhu, have you recovered enough to get me back in position? Speaking of, what's the climb? 7K, 8.8%. Max is 15.1, and the max definitely looks like it's going to be achieved in the final kilometer. So it's a very steep finish, meaning you don't want to burn out early. You can lose a ton of time in the final kilometer on this one. and we're already kind of false flatting our way. But the breakaway is not a threat, so it's all coming down to what's happening here. Abdullah, let's go ahead and get your gel on the go. He's got a good +4, but his 68 mountain is just weaker than a lot of his teammates who have 70 plus. So even with a 72 today for Abdullah, he's still the domestique. Okay, base of the climb. Here we go. 7K. This is the kind of territory where you almost want to sprint train it. Shoe's going to drop, and Haglund is the one he's protecting, so it's definitely time to adjust from that. I think Zipinati does not need protection, so pick roll, protect Haglund, and then let's set these guys to an 85, and Zipinati follow Haglund.
The pace seems much too high for many riders.
First couple riders trying to attack. Let's see who it is. It's Castrillo and Brenner. Brenner, yeah, medium mountains at a 79, so if I were him, I'd set a 90 and go for it. Climb's almost short enough, you might be able to make it. Castrillo should not be doing quite what he's doing, but he is going as the aggressor right now, and UAE will counter this and keep us in good shape for a little bit. 4.8K. I think it might be time to respond in kind, as we would. Not to take total control, but to handle our pace. So Abdullah, pick roll, Zipinati, Bonamar, Haglund. We don't need a 99. What we need, though, is Abdullah, who's a good puncher, but not anything else. Good tempo, good tempo. Okay, don't destroy the red bar of everybody behind you. So Pickrell struggling. Pickrell, don't lose too much ground on him. Come on. I know you're out of red bar, but you're a good climber. You'll catch back up to him pretty quick. 2.9K. Okay, on to Zipinati. Pickrell did not give me what I thought he was going to give me. Hey. That's not what I was telling you to do there. Okay, Zipinati pulls us back forward. We're already into the top 27. Haglund does not have as much left in the tank as I thought he would. And we're getting up into the gravel. Zipinati going full gas, setting up Ponmar and Haglund. 1.4K. And well placed, and Zipinati is done. On to Ponmar. Don't die, Haglund. Don't die. Don't die. Come on, get us there. 600 meters. Haglund's gonna die, and so is Ponmar. Just making me nervous. Mark Hershey takes the win. And of course, yeah, Mark Hershey's here too. Can you guys, go. Brenner, Verona, Tercero, Vauquelin gets 5th. Castrillo, Grat's one of those guys. He's got like an 80. And what did we do? 17th for Ponmar, 19th for Haglund. It's inside the top 20. I was kind of hoping for a little bit better position there. We'll see how much of that is grouped together. Guaranteed, with this being in classified mountain stage, that it doesn't even take a bike length between you and another rider for them to give separation. Yeah, the fact that Ponmar finished ahead of Haglund when Haglund had a better attribute setup for the day is disappointing, and the fact that both of them lost time even though they were very much in the middle of a group. Ponmar was right on Omerzel's, like he was riding side by side with him, but like I said, that's expected. That is expected to happen. The downside, though, is it literally split us off from the 16 ahead of us. So we're looking best case scenario 17th, except that there was only 34 riders left who were on same time. Will all of them be on that group of 34? Probably not, but I think we're probably only looking at 14th or 15th overall. Hershey moves into the lead. Brenner, Verona, your top 3, and 15th. Ponmar 15th, Haglund 16th. Top 20 is confirmed, but not a top 10. So a little disappointing on that part. There's Omerzel with that same time. We would be battling for that 10th place. 20K to go, final stage. The breakaway has been caught, and now the peloton decides it wants to sit up. But we're just coming into what makes this not a sprint on paper. There is a gravel or cobbled sector that's ahead of us here, and then it's cobbled sector, 2 stars, 800 meters, but it's also the finish line. Is that the finish line? Ooh, okay, that is the finish line. That is something I was not aware of. Pick roll. Oh, you've got a cobble rating. Oh, yes. Okay. Zippinati, you're just going to keep on working. You're going to keep on working with your 63 flat crap rating. Shoe's going to take over fairly soon. And we've got one little hill to navigate, and then we've got that little cobble section. It's not even the full 800 meters, but it does. And onto the basic climb. It's only 1.9K. Short, it's steep. It's very steep, but it's very short. So, Ju, don't destroy everybody. Just make sure we are comfortable and in charge.
This climb is feared by many riders.
1K to go on the climb, and Ju is done. Onto Abdullah. Okay, let's get a little speed up. Can we break toe? That would be beautiful if we could.
There's some that just can't keep up.
There we go. We are over the top. We've split off 40 riders. Pick roll, we're going to try to set up the sprint today, and there's a big split. Just 23 left in the peloton now. Could we have split off anybody who matters? 18 left in the peloton now. Could we improve our position to a top 10? This is not a sprint on paper. It's not a sprint. 4.5K, Hagland. Take over. Keep pushing. We got to keep pushing now, right? 3.7. Big gap behind us. Okay, soft sprinting for Hagland. Still sprinting, still sprinting, still sprinting. Panamar. Okay, Panamar coming on that little bit later. Setting these guys up. We got pick roll. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. Now pick roll, go. Come on, come on. You've got a cobble rating. Yeah. Yes. That's a win for Riley. Pick roll ahead of Max Schachman. Samuel Fernandez. And just 17 in the group. They're not going to give the separation they gave on the mountain stage, because that's how these kind of things work. But there's only 17 riders here. Look at this. We're already talking about 47 seconds before the next rider comes in. Grat is there. Aramburo is there. Tercero is there. Big key names that were in the top 10. There are riders that are going to go backwards. Is it enough to crack top 10 for us? We get a stage win. I'll take that regardless. Piccolo was still 22nd, by the way. That's going to move him into the top 20. But there should be a guaranteed time split here. 47 seconds to that chase group. And that will shake things up. Hopefully, we have managed to crack the top 10. They do give the gap. It is 47 seconds. We've got 4 guys in there. We had 3 of them all placed in the top 22. There are time gains to be had for sure. Pickrell gets 10 seconds on top of the 47. And in the general, it's still Mark Hershey, Brenner, Castrillo moving onto the podium. And Potamar moves into 10th place. Exactly 10th. We got a top 10 on a necessary top 20. So we get a super success. Hagland moves up to 12th as Verona slots in between among those who lost the time. Grat lost the time. Aramburo, Balderstone lose the time. And Pickrell moves into the top 20 himself in 19th, collecting the victory and getting us that 1 or 2 more seconds that we needed to overtake Verona by getting that sprint just right and finishing that couple seconds sooner than whoever was second behind us. Schachman, right? So we secure a super success. That is good for the sponsors right now. The Yeti sponsorship offer has already expired. It was exactly what we have had for the last 3 years, and I was not willing to accept that. We need to increase our funding because the riders we're going after this year, none of them are going to reach green. None of them. Or at least not the key guys. Not the guys that would be wanting you to pay them more than $3K in the first place. And that means we're going to have to overpay. and we're going for a higher class of rider, we're going to have to really overpay. And so we need the funding. We need an extra 70K. We need an extra 100K. And so I'm holding out for a better deal. And this is the key. This is how you get there. The super successes bump up the evaluation, and it bumps up the offers. That is going to do it for this episode, though. We're getting really close to the signing period, and we have to have our sponsorship deal in place before then. So it's getting down to the last few that are going to come in. This was a key moment for that. There's I think there's two more before the August deadline. So we've got a couple races left to do for this season, plus the signing of sponsor and riders, and then we'll quickly move on to the next season. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.